What is up, everyone? Welcome to the 7th episode of the KBJ podcast. I've got Case and Collier here with me. We'll be having somebody else join us here in, I'd say, 15, 20-ish minutes, somewhere around there, give or take. But for right now, this is what you get. So we'll start off. It was a wild week in the divisional round. Crazy stuff happened. We'll start with the Ravens and Texans game.
I think it went about how everybody expected it to go. Stroud played a arguably top 5 defense and folded under the pressure. Had, I think, like 170 yards through the air. Looked more like down to earth, more like a normal quarterback. And the Texans just did not play well on the defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, special teams. I mean, it was bad from the get-go. Lamar did his thing. I think he had, 2 rushing touchdowns and
2 passing.
2 passing, yeah.
Or no. He had
three rushing,
Did he
didn't
have 5 touchdowns? No, I think it was 2 and 2. It was 2 and 2.
2-2.
Yeah, it was 2 and 2.
Either way, he had an absolute day. And I think it went about how everybody expected it to go.
Yeah, I had 100 rushing, 152 passing, 4 tutties, man. I mean, I'm glad the Ravens won, but that Texans team is on the come up, and they are going to be special in a very short time. I mean, those guys, they need very few pieces put together to complete that puzzle, and they're going to be talks of, AFC championships every year. But
100%.
A rookie quarterback making it to the divisional round playoffs, nobody in the organization can be mad.
Solid.
Mm-mm.
No, pretty solid.
But I'm quite impressed, and I'm impressed with Baltimore's defense. I just hope that they can handle Kermit that well. That's kind of my big issue because.
I'm so tired of the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
But man, there's all these theories going around that since Taylor Swift has joined the NFL this year that they're going to make the Super Bowl. And while that does seem like some scripted bullshit the NFL would do, I really hope it's not the case.
I still personally think it was scripted for him to get there, to even be playing this next game, but you never know.
Did you see where they're trying to ban her from M&T Bank Stadium?
That would be the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, dude, I hope it falls through so bad. How you feel on it, Case?
I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, it's bringing fans to the sport that would never want to watch football. So
I don't care about the fans it brings. It's just don't put her on my screen every other drive.
Yeah.
If they put the ball in the end zone, the first thing you see is her and Brittany. That's the worst part, is she's on the screen more.
Yeah. I ain't seen Jackson in a while. Where's is he banned still?
I'm pretty sure he's in jail.
Is he?
He got in a lot of trouble for touching people or something.
Oh, word.
SA.
Here,
I didn't even know that.
Let's see what Jackson's up to. I'm pretty sure he got in a lot of trouble.
I never kept up.
Watching old Jason Kelsey,
yeah, man, that was the highlight.
His reaction.
That boy, he had the time of his life. I'm so glad. I hate that he's going into retirement, man, because even though he played for the Eagles,
not official.
I know, but even though he played for the Eagles, man, I love that dude. You can't not like Jason Kelsey.
No.
But it was dropped.
No, of course it was. When your brother signs a $500 million contract, you can get anything dropped. So, that's a topic for another time. What are we thinking on the Niners and Packers game?
Also it went different than I thought it would go. I figured the Niners
blowout
would beat them down, but man, the Niners, they're looking a little rough right now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy. Well, they also had a week off.
Yeah.
So
really, go ahead.
I think Purdy kind of proved to us that he's not that MVP caliber quarterback. He's a system fitting quarterback is what he is.
Well, it was another week where McCaffrey absolutely carried that offense.
Yeah.
He had, I'm pretty sure, close to 200 all-purpose.
No Debo, I get it, but Ayuk's still a great receiver. Kittle's a phenomenal tight end.
But Purdy has came down to earth, and he is not making great throws at the moment.
No.
McCaffrey is completely putting that offense on his back right now, and it's starting to look a lot like Carolina.
Those
when he
last
played for them.
couple weeks of the regular season, man, Purdy's performance just started. It went on a decline, and
I think
it's
it's
carried
people are
into the
putting
playoffs.
pressure. They're putting pressure on him now.
I mean, look,
Mhm.
man, when he played Baltimore's defense, he got sauced, and I knew going Green Bay, man, their defense ain't nothing to sleep on. They got a damn good defense,
When
and I knew
everybody
they was
knows
gonna
how to
bring the
stop
heat.
him.
Yeah, I
Everybody knows how to
knew
stop
they was
him
gonna
now.
bring the heat, and they brought it.
I'm, so this was supposed to be a rebuild year for us,
Exactly.
and we go in there into the playoffs as a 7th seed, beat the Cowboys. Came with a few major mistakes. We probably would beat 49ers. Savage dropped that interception. They hit him right dead in the hands.
Y'all had a couple picks.
Our, that that kicker that shouldn't be kicking anymore missed a PAT and a field goal. He's missed he's missed a field goal or a PAT in like the last 4 or 5 games. It's ridiculous.
It's, but what do you do? I will say,
Fire
man,
'em.
the Packers are they're cooking something out there in Green Bay, man. I think they.
I think it's just like the Texans. The future of us is. I'm excited to watch.
While we're on that topic, we'll talk about Jordan Love's future. You think he's going to get a
They're
magnificent
already
contract?
they're already talking
Oh.
about he's about to get a like crazy extension.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
already
he'll
been
have
talked
like a
about.
top
He-
3
he had-
contract, but
It's not gonna be like nothing
No.
like that crazy, but it's
It's
from
gonna
what
be
I
good.
was saying is it's gonna be like a sizable
yeah.
extension.
And I will say, after
he's
what I
gonna-
watched, he deserves it.
Yeah, it's hard to say though, because at the beginning of the year it started off so shaky.
But
And yeah, he
is-
did pick it up towards the end, but like we've seen quarterbacks do that a lot. So is he really going to be the guy? Probably, because Green Bay's notorious for having a great quarterback all the time. But I don't know. I think Love could be the first one that showed flashes and possibly falls. Then again, he could not. I mean, he plays a lot like Rodgers and honestly kind of like Favre at the same time.
Yeah.
So
That
we'll
whole
see how that
throwing
goes.
throwing
But we-
in midair.
It's just that makes me nervous, man. He had a good like late season stretch, and they're gonna give him a bunch of money, and you don't know how he's gonna end up because you seen how Burrow started playing when he got that big extension. I know before he got hurt, he started playing well again, but
Well,
was he
also-
playing $400 million worth good?
But-
Or
But Burrow ain't got a fucking line to save his life.
And I mean, that's
I mean,
Clearly,
Green Bay
zero.
really don't either.
he,
Bakhtiari can't stay on the field.
yeah. Burrow keeps wanting to keep these weapons, keep these weapons, keep these weapons. If you want 3 fucking superstar wide receivers, you're not gonna be able to sign offensive line.
T. Higgins gone.
Yeah, Higgins is gone.
Yeah.
Jamar said he's refusing to let go of any money.
And I mean,
And,
Tyler Boyd's still good too. Boyd's not a bad receiver.
It's not long before he probably deuces out too, though, because Jamar's going to soak up so much cap along with Burrow. It's going to be crazy. And
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati's shaping up to be just like Dalton and AJ Green.
I can see
It's going to be 2 superstar players that just can't get it done because no one else is on the team
But I mean, and they're gonna bitch about it every year. But they're
every
doing it
year.
to
But
themselves.
Jamar literally already said, "Yeah,
And-
T. Higgins can get paid as long as it don't interfere with my money." Well, that's not how you build Super Bowl caliber teams.
Exactly. And
I mean-
Burrow's gonna be the same way. He ain't gonna let go of his $500 million he's making. So
How many times did Brady take pay cuts to keep around Gronk, to keep around all these defensive superstars that they had to have a top 10 defense every year? All these offensive linemen that let him get sacked maybe like 3 times a year. Like, that's how you win Super Bowls. But they're not going to. I mean, Burrow already took his contract. It's over for that. And then Jamar already said, "Yep, piss on you, T. I'm taking all the money I can get."
while we're on the Bengals here, just lost their offensive coordinator to go to the Titans. Man, that's kind of a tough break for them. I mean, I don't think Brian Callahan was the move for the Titans. By no means. I think there's a lot of good options out there that you could have looked at otherwise. But I mean, it might work
Too
out for
late
the best.
now.
Yeah, I mean, hell, he's signed now. But I mean, it could work out. But I think the Titans have better opportunity there than Brian Callahan.
I just don't know how you trust Brian Callahan. Like, for what reason? Because he's had a good offense with some of the best players in the National Football League.
And look what they
Like
done this year. They didn't make the fucking
now
playoffs.
you're going from all them studs out there in Cincinnati to Will Levis.
No, Will Levis
And
and
that's
D Hop.
that's like, well, D Hop might leave. So I don't see hiring coordinators as head coaches is always a sketchy situation. Because like
Sometimes it
all
works.
I mean, it sometimes does, but all we've seen him do is coach people that don't even really need to be coached. It's like when they were at LSU. You could have had any head coach there, and they would have won a national championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ed Oregon proved that. He's sitting at home
Yeah,
now.
I mean, he honestly he could have been asleep on the sidelines most of the games, and they would still won a
Yeah.
national.
When you aim at Jay Jettis and he's double covered, and then you can flip back to the other side of the field and have Jamar Chase.
And that's what the Bengals are rocking
Yeah.
right now. I mean, if Jamar's double covered, T. Higgins is double covered.
No,
No
Tyler
one's
Boyd.
covering Boyd. Or if you're triple covering Jamar and man up with T.
Or if they're both covered, you got Mix now the backfield.
I mean, there's so much talent there. So, like, it's hard telling how he's going to do with not a team. I mean, that team is not built. That's a full rebuild, which I'm sure that's why they hired him. Like, maybe we can bring this guy in and hope. But I don't know. That's a risky sign when you have the Belichicks out there.
That's a poverty franchise right there, man. Just like the fucking Cowboys. Poverty franchise.
Did they fire their GM?
Who?
Titans.
I don't think they fired their GM. The
So I
Panthers
think
fired their
this
GM.
dude.
Yeah,
I think
the
this
Panthers
dude.
brought in Dan Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
I think whoever it is, I don't know what his name is, but it's like, how can I fuck this team as hard as I can?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Let go AJ Brown. Fire Mike Bravel after having given him no talent to coach.
Oh.
I mean, you got Derrick Henry, who's you wasted 8 years of his career. You got Tannehill as your starting quarterback, who
mid.
mid.
So
Yeah,
mid.
now you got Levis, and you just got to
Mid.
hope.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't know what people seen in Levis in college that made him look so great, but I
Pure-
watched him play
Pure potential.
5 games.
And-
Same with
and they fumbled
AR-15.
on. They fumbled on Malik Willis last year.
Mhm.
It's pure potential. That's the only reason Levis went.
And
as
same
high as
with
he did.
AR-15. I watched him play in college. What they've seen
Hey,
in him.
before he got hurt though,
Oh yeah, he was doing good.
he was playing. But Levis, man, like I get you played for Kentucky and they're like poverty stricken, but I mean
Well,
that was a pure. This guy could be really good or could be really bad.
Yeah.
Like there's really no in between.
I don't think he was the move. And they could have held out, stuck it out with Tannehill this year, all year. And then look at the quarterback class we have coming in this year.
Dude, there's
I mean,
like so many quarterbacks.
we have quarterbacks all over the board that have potential.
Honestly, you might be able to get a first round guy in the second round with how many quarterbacks are going in the draft. At
Oh,
this
100%.
point.
Yeah, I mean, you got what? You got Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Caleb Williams,
I mean,
Jaden
this is like-
Daniels.
This is one of the most loaded QB classes I've seen in a long time.
Mhm. And
And-
wide receivers, too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a Dunze or whatever his name is starting to climb the ranks. Now they're talking like he's going to be right after Marvin Harrison,
Yeah,
skipping neighbor.
They've got all kind. Like, this is an offensive heavy draft. You're gonna have a lot of line go. You know, you got a bunch of good offensive tackles and guards, bunch of good receivers, bunch of good quarterbacks. It's gonna be a heavy offensive draft. But you know, they could play in a lot of teams' favor. But the team that's needing nothing but defense, they're kind of fucked.
Well, there's a couple gems
I mean,
in
you
there.
know, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna call it now. Whoever gets Kool-Aid McKinstry late in the first round, you're gonna get a stud. 'Cause
I
I
think
will-
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid,
mid-round.
I think both Kool-Aid McKinstry and Dallas Turner are going to be.
Dallas Turner's good.
Yeah.
They're going to be like solid players in the NFL.
But I watched
Turner's
Kool-Aid
projected
McKinstry,
top
man.
10, right?
He was.
Huh?
I don't know recently.
What'd you
Turner's
say?
projected top 10.
I know I projected him top 10.
I did too.
But, man, I watched Kool-Aid McKinstry
Edge
play
ra-
Tennessee 4 years, and that boy is a fucking stud.
edge rushers is just one of those positions you can't pass up, man. Like,
Mm-mm.
if there's a solid edge rusher, you don't find many of them, like dominant edge rushers.
No. I mean,
And you
if
can
you
never
get
have too
one,
many edge rushers.
if you get a dominant edge rusher, that could be
I
a
mean,
defensive
look
changer.
at the lines. Look at the lines.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson has completely turned that defense around.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
look
I
at
mean, when you
Max
Pittsburgh,
Crosby for the Raiders.
Max
He's
Crosby,
single-handedly carrying that
Pittsburgh.
defense.
I mean, when you got I mean, the Niners have a great defense, but like Bosa does a lot for that
Yeah,
defense.
and you got Bosa and Chase Young. You get two, dominant edge rushers. Oh, dude.
I mean, just Bosa's presence forces a double team. Like, there's no way you don't double team him.
Yeah, when you got Bosa, Hargrave, and Chase Young all on one defense line, and
I mean,
throw Eric
Cleveland.
Armstead in there.
When you think top 10 defenses in the league, like all of them have a great edge rusher. So
For real. It's crazy to
I mean,
think
I
about
think
one of
Dallas
our.
Turner could be.
It's crazy to think about like the Ravens' arguably best edge rusher this year is fucking Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Jadavion, though, like
He
still
popped off
got
this
it,
year, man. He's had the best
He's
year of
been
his
playing-
career.
He's been playing great.
That was like when I seen him sign, I was like, okay, he's gonna be a backup for like Odafe and Patrick Queen. No, that motherfucker, he stepped right into the starting role and just ran away with it. Said, I ain't giving that
I mean,
shit back.
he's an athletic freak.
Yeah, him in college, man, he was a monster on the field.
See, I didn't see it. The only play I ever really remember him by
Was that one on Michigan?
was that one on Michigan. Like, I swear he wasn't talked about before that. It's like he came out of nowhere. But, I mean, he is like a freak of nature.
We'll move over into the Bucks and Lions recap. How we feeling on that one?
Man, Baker, you let me down. Played a hell of a game. The 2 picks, though, that really just kills you.
He played a hell of a defense, man. And
I don't care what anyone says. Bowles not using that timeout with 40 seconds left is the dumbest decision I've seen all season. You got 40 seconds left. His reasoning was, well, they were in field goal range. How many field goal kickers have we seen miss field goals this year in the postseason? It made me so mad. I was sitting there like, not going to call a timeout with 40 seconds left? I mean, if they shank that or you block it, if you block it and take it to the crib, you tie the game up with a 2-point conversion. It just, I don't know what he was doing. Honestly, that's a fireable offense to me. I know they ain't going to do it. But
I think, Baker, he deserves a long-term deal. I mean, he proved himself this year. I ain't going to say he's like a 6-year, $200 million quarterback, but, give him a nice little 4-year deal. Let him rebuild with the team. Keep Mike
they
Evans,
don't even
though.
have to rebuild. He said if
Mike
he comes
Evans.
back, he wants Mike Evans. And I mean, obviously, the dude's had 1,000 yards every year of his career, including college.
Yeah, I mean, that boy, he's a Hall of Famer if he retires today. I mean, there's no way you don't put him in there.
He's the receiver with the most 1,000-yard seasons.
The most consistent wide receiver
ever.
There's nobody that can compare to him. And, man, imagine if he pulls out like a 15, 20-year career. I mean, we could be talking.
I mean,
I would say
still plays.
second most receiving yards all time. Jerry Rice is going to be so fucking hard to pass.
Yeah, I mean, the dude played 20 years
Yeah,
and
I
had
mean,
like Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah, 23,000 receiving yards. That's going to be a hell of a fucking task to pass. But
Mike Evans would have to have a couple like close to 2,000-yard seasons.
yeah, that's going to be. But I can see him like top 2, top 3. Boy, thinking
Or he
on
could
the
be like Frank Gore type of receiver.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
Frank Gore, that dude, I
That
thought he was
motherfucker
never
would
gonna
not
play.
retire. He's like, fuck it. 41 years old, these legs still work some.
They still get me a yard or two.
I love that man, dude. He
He was still putting up yards.
he did not want to step away from football. Like, he wanted to play football until he went to the grave. I respect it, though. But
You don't see them anymore, really.
he
That'll
had
play
his
that one.
16-year career, man. He had a phenomenal 16-year career, so and nothing but respect for the guy. What about the Chiefs and Bills recap? How y'all feeling on that one?
I'm still a little shaky on that one. I don't want to say that one thing cost them the game or another thing cost them a game. But I know on that last play before they lined up at field goal when he threw it to Stephon Diggs, and a dude came across the middle and absolutely obliterated his helmet. Helmet to helmet, obviously. Like, it was the most blatant helmet to helmet I've seen. And they let it slide. That's just a little... I mean, the Bills bringing back the most infamous thing in Buffalo history, wide right. I mean, it's cost them Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know. I mean, Stephon Diggs, all this crying he does about give me the ball, and then Josh Allen throws a 70-yard dime, and you let it go right through your hands.
And Gabe
Like-
Davis's contract is up this year too. And
Honestly,
he's leaving.
I would
There's no doubt.
I would
he's
get rid of.
leaving.
I'd just get rid of both of them at this point. I think at this point, there's no reason in keeping Diggs. Trade him while he's still. I guess you can't trade him because his contract's up. Pretty sure. I'm not 100%
Still
sure,
trade.
but like,
And also, Josh Allen's salary cap hit for next year is 41 mil.
Yeah,
oh, he's still under contract.
yeah. Next,
Yeah.
Josh Allen's
That
next
is
year's
his final year.
Yeah, that's his biggest salary cap hits next year. So
I
that's
just-
killing your team in salary cap. Like, they got to
I don't
restructure his
think-
contract. They have
I don't
to.
think
They
think
already
he's
did.
the
That's
guy.
the reason why it's 41 mil.
I do not think he's the guy.
Josh
I
Allen.
mean, you can't. No,
Oh, Diggs.
Stephon, you cannot drop a 70-yard bomb with 8 minutes left, down 3. Like, you can't drop that pass there.
And a couple of years ago, he was considered the best wide receiver in the league.
Well, I mean, they still treat him like, oh, well, Allen's the reason Diggs is mad. No, dude, you're just not that good. Like, he's made you look better than you
I'll
are.
show y'all this one.
Yeah.
Him standing
Yeah,
there.
man.
It said 4 years later, Diggs is still standing in the same spot.
I don't know, man. I think there was a lot of questionable things that happened in that game. Obviously, Bass shanking the field goal. That's just a Buffalo curse at this point. Can't leave it on a field goal when you're Buffalo.
It wasn't.
I
the Super
mean,
Bowl.
I've seen so many people trashing Josh Allen. The dude had 3 touchdowns. Like, what else do you want him to do?
I don't think.
He
Allen's
accounted
bad.
for 21 points.
I just think sometimes he tries to do a little bit too much.
I mean, that's what you have to do if you're going to be a game changer. That's what they want him to be, ain't it?
But
Oh,
I mean,
Josh Allen's not a game changer. He's not a game changer. Well, he threw a 70-yard bomb on the money, and his number one option dropped it. So,
Josh
I know-
Allen's like the equivalent of me buying a 700K 6'5" wide receiver on Madden Ultimate Team and saying, the first game I have a wide open dude for a first down over here. Fucking, I'm heaving it deep. Let's go.
I mean, that's just what gunslingers do. I know he missed that receiver with 2 minutes left. I think it might have been Diggs in the end zone. I don't remember. But he had, I don't know who the left end was for the Chiefs. It might have been Chris Jones. All over him, hit him as he threw. He's throwing off his back foot. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you can blame it on him, but like throwing it off your back foot while getting hit, that's a tough throw to make. But I don't know. I think Buffalo at this point, you get rid of Diggs and you just try to draft a receiver at this point.
what about the Niners and Lions game this Sunday? What we thinking on it? Who's going to walk away?
At this point, I couldn't tell you.
Man, that's really a tough game. I mean, I know the Niners are great, but
I mean, the Niners should win.
Yeah.
I'm pulling
it's just-
for Detroit though.
How long is it
And-
going to be before Kirby Joseph takes out
That
Kittle's
boy's
knees?
dirty.
I can't
dirty,
stand
dirty.
that guy.
Hey, and
Can't
also
stand him.
Lions. Lions also signed the greatest tight end of all time.
Oh, Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Zach freaking Ertz.
I don't know. I think it all boils down to Purdy.
Well, y'all
Like-
know why. Speaking, I'm glad we got on the Zach Ertz conversation because I forgot to mention this. Do y'all know James broke his hand? Obviously, was y'all
Yeah,
there
he
the
did.
other night in conversation on how James broke his hand?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's kind of a fucked up situation. They were running security drills in practice, holding the ball, and they were punching the balls out to keep them from fumbling. Tight end coach punches James directly in the fucking hand and fractures it. That's how he broke his hand.
Oh, that's rough.
Literally,
Powerful
direct
punch.
hand hit. Yeah, that's kind of a fuck situation. That's kind of, I'm not saying it's dirty, but
Well, he's definitely not getting cut now.
what's up, Super Gray 6? Said hello. Yeah, I still think he'll get traded probably right around the draft or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
if
grab like
traded,
a late trade, like a
he
late
could
pick.
get cut. At this point, he could get cut.
Well, see, next year's his biggest cap hit year. So if they cut him, they're only fucking themselves tremendously. It's cheaper to keep him, essentially.
I know the fans in Detroit want him gone, but I don't really see why.
No. You got to give the man a chance to play. I mean, when
mean,
he's
that
out there run blocking, he's a dominant run blocker.
that 2 point. I mean, especially for a backup tight end, like he's not even the starting tight end. He's a backup
Man,
tight
he can
end.
run block. I mean, that boy really. I've seen him in high school. I've seen him in college. I've seen him in the NFL. He ain't scared to lay a damn block on a 6'5", 250-pound middle linebacker. I mean, he's not scared of it.
I definitely think he could have potential to go somewhere else if they decide to do something with him.
Yeah. Like
But-
see him somewhere like like Chicago.
I mean, it's just unfortunate, man. They drafted Laporta, and that dude's an absolute unit.
Yeah.
Like he's so good.
and
Yeah.
Brock Wright, and now they've got Zach Ertz. They're stacked at the tight end position. What about the Ravens and Chiefs games? Obviously.
Dude,
obvious
I
I'm
want
pulling for.
nothing more than the Chiefs to lose that game. I'm so tired of the Chiefs. They shouldn't even be there, really. Like, they're obviously not as good as they've been in the past, and I'm still sticking to my guns. They're getting calls that no one else gets. It's the same that's been happening for years. They're the New England Patriots of the NFL, and I guess we're just going to have to get used to it. And no matter how bad they are, they're still going to be somewhere in the playoff contention. But I really hope this ain't the time that Baltimore goes, you know what, we're not going to play football today.
This is the furthest that Lamar has been into the playoffs. I think he chokes it and Chiefs go to the Super Bowl.
Think he pulls a Dak?
I think he pulls a Dak.
I can see it.
I mean, it's possible.
But if you don't, fuck the Chiefs. I do hope Ravens win.
I do think either way he's going to put yards on them because Josh Allen ran
yeah.
all over the Chiefs.
If,
So
if Marlowe
Lamar-
don't play, we're fucked, man. Because we got I know we got Ronald Darby and fucking everybody else back there, but Marlon Humphrey is the Lord and Savior of our secondary.
I mean, really, all you got to guard is Rasheed Rice. The rest of them guards themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't
I
catch
mean,
cold.
Rasheed Rice and Travis Kelce, that's about it.
Yeah. Roquan and Patrick Queen, if they get matched up on Kelsey, they're going to have to cover the fuck out of that guy.
Well, I think both of them are capable of covering him.
Mhm.
So I don't think you have much to worry about there.
And Kyle Hamilton, where they bring him down, as a sub LB, he'll be probably playing that role a lot too. And Kyle's a pretty big dude. I think he can handle the job there too. So I don't know. It's gonna be a tough AFC and NFC championship games. Both are gonna be pretty tough games. But I'm excited, man. I really hope the Ravens pull it off. I've waited since 2012. I mean, it's been 12 years for me. I really hope they pull it off. Talk about the we spoke on a little bit earlier. Panthers promoting Dan Morgan to GM. Went from assistant GM right up the line.
A great player for Carolina, so I can see why they did it. Hopefully he can save us from our hellhole that we've dug ourselves into. Maybe
Like,
do
can't much
something.
work.
You're going to have to get on your knees to get us a draft pick somewhere. I don't know. I just don't see us doing anything worth.
Do y'all at least have your second round pick?
I think we got one of them. I don't know if we got rid of this year's second. We might have got rid of this year's second round pick because we got rid of 3 firsts and a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was.
And DJ Moore. Don't forget that. I mean, we pretty much gave $5 million for a Honda Civic and Bryce Young. But it just makes me so mad because we wasted all that we would have been terrible this year either way. We could be drafting any of the 30 quarterbacks that's better than Bryce Young this year.
It was a second round for 2025.
Okay, so, yeah, we have our second rounder this year. So I mean, there's a chance that we get something. I don't really see what would help us at this point. Everything sucks. Maybe another weapon, but we're not obviously not going to get one of the top 3 guys.
All of that for Bryce Young, man.
That's the worst part about it, really. I mean, if it would have been a C.J. Stroud, I could have stomached it a little bit more. I'm not saying he would have done as good as he did this year. I don't think anyone could have. You could have brought Tom Brady in his prime to Carolina right now, and you'd think that dude was a bum. So, I don't know. I really don't see any possible way Carolina's good for the next 5 years.
I don't see it. We'll talk about the Titans hiring Brian Callahan. We spoke on it a little bit earlier.
It's just
Is it the future? Is it not the future? We'll go over that real quick and we'll move on. I'm gonna say I don't think it was the right move.
it's gonna be hard to tell because I'm thinking this was a full-on rebuild mode decision. You're bringing in a coach that don't really have much head coaching experience, and you're going to see if he can rebuild this team or not. I mean, it's tough when they just don't have anything to look forward to. They're kind of in the Carolina boat. I mean, they have nothing to look forward to. You're losing your great running back. You're probably going to lose D-Hop. Your offensive line's still not that great. Your defense has holes everywhere. At least they do have a first-round pick, so that could possibly help them. But I don't know. They're in a rough boat too. I think it's full-on rebuild, and you just hope for the next 3, 4, 5 years to start looking up again.
Maybe that's why they fired Vrabel, because they're going to start the rebuild.
I don't know. I feel like if you walk in there and go, Vrabel, we're rebuilding this team, he'd have a better chance than Brian Callahan would. But I get why. I understand as a Titans organization, Vrabel was talking up the Patriots a lot. Like maybe you would rather your coach to be all in on Tennessee, and obviously he wasn't. So I guess I get it. You want a guy that's going to be all in on your team instead of talking about your old team that you played for. I still think the Patriots are crazy for not hiring him.
Hey, Bishop, what do you think about the Cowboys in the playoffs this week? Oh, my bad. Never mind.
I didn't make it that far.
You still ain't got you a webcam yet?
They made it
No.
further than Carolina did.
Man, that's the Cowboys' way, man. I mean, they make it right in, fucking one of the top seeds, and it's just like, man, not this year.
I will say though, I was impressed by the Packers. I guess
I
Made
was
it a lot
too.
further than I expected. I expected Dallas to beat the brakes off of them. And then I expected the Niners to beat the brakes
did
off of
too.
them.
it was actually a really good game.
But the Niners did play rough. They just ain't looked good here recently. They have not looked good. And I think they should be nervous about playing Detroit.
Yeah, they better not sleep on Detroit. Because
Oh,
you
man,
sleep
dang.
on them boys, they're going to come out.
Dan Campbell, dude, he's just got that team buzzing right now.
And I mean,
Their fans are
his
starting to get on
welcome
my
interview,
nerves. But
everybody called Dan Campbell an idiot. So, this guy, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
he's over there chewing snuff and letting them know,
Yeah.
biting off kneecaps and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's it. That's all you need.
Said he wasn't going to do nothing good. He was
Anyway,
good talk.
I said something about Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, what
Y'all
about
see that
his future?
he's expecting to spend a lot of money this
Well, he's
offseason.
got the money
Damn.
to spend. I
Oh,
mean,
yes, he does.
he has got it.
Could that be where T. Higgins ends up?
Mike Evans?
Because you're gonna get one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft at this point.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get one of the good,
You
unless
have to go quarterback, I would think.
unless Chicago drafts Caleb Williams, which I still think they're stupid if they do that. But you get like a Drake May,
I've heard some
then you get a
speculations on
T.
them.
Higgins.
I've heard, give or take, that they're going to, make a run for Kirk Cousins too.
The Patriots? That's a horrible idea.
They do that.
You can literally
seen,
draft a quarterback.
Draft a
Schefter-
quarterback.
Schefter or Jordan or one of them the other day was talking about it on Twitter.
I guess to mentor your rookie, because there's no way you pass on a quarterback this year.
No, I mean if you do bring him in, still draft a quarterback, pull the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers technique.
Yeah.
Because I find it hard to believe they're going to stick with Mac Jones.
Yeah, because but the same thing. As soon as Kirko fucks up, they're gonna bring in the damn rookie, and it's gonna just fuck it all up.
Yeah,
If it's not good.
Kirk is injury prone too. That's the scary part.
Kirk's just not that guy, really.
He's a great mid-tier quarterback. You know, you throw him on
I
a 1
think
o'clock game,
there's-
he's a superstar.
There's got to be better options that's going to hit free agency than Kirk, though. He's coming off a pretty rough injury.
I like O'Kirky.
I think he sucks. I
Yeah.
think he's the reason Minnesota ain't got a ring.
He's mid.
Nah, until they get a defense halfway worth of fuck, they'll never have a ring. They're still sticking by the whole Harrison Smith method. I mean, Harrison Smith was great
Harrison
and all,
Smith is still playing, brother.
but
He's playing out
he's
there.
a 34-year-old white boy.
He's still playing, though. Like, he's playing great.
I don't know. They got some gaps to fill before they're talked about as a contender. I
Man,
say
think
what do you think the Bills are going to do with Diggs?
that's what we
I've
should talk about.
already said I think they should ship him anywhere else that's not Buffalo.
Ship him back to Minnesota.
He's still got trade value. I mean, he's still
He
like
does.
a solid receiver in the league, and people probably still think he's a top 5-10 guy. I think he's trash, but I mean, not trash. He's still
This-
good, but I think he's overhyped. Send him somewhere else. Get another weapon somewhere. I mean, you can find one anywhere, and ditch that contract before it's an issue.
Yeah.
Because he's not it. That team is not going to get over the hump until you do something different. Like, I mean, we've seen this year after year. This is almost they look exactly like Dallas. Like, they have a great team up until they play the Chiefs.
Over the hump.
It's that hump that they just cannot get over. And I mean, you can blame it on Josh Allen all day and night, but the dude had 3 touchdowns, did everything he could.
Yeah, Allen balled out.
I mean, he has been. He accounts for so much of their scoring, running the ball and throwing the ball.
Oh, look who they have as a fucking running back though.
I mean, he played
he
well
did
this
good.
year.
Yeah, I was about to say he did pretty well,
Yeah,
but throughout the
good.
season it was bad. I know that
He-
because he was on my fantasy team.
He played well towards the end of the season, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he was doing good. It's just Allen's. I mean, he's scoring the touchdowns. I don't know, man. I just think I don't.
I've a lot of Cowboys fans talking about trying to get Diggs, but I don't think.
Oh, because of Trayvon.
Yeah, I
It
don't, there's no way they're getting him.
just popped
I was
up.
like, why?
I don't even want him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see why you would do that. I mean, CD. You still got Cooks. Still got Cooks, right?
We
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
Cooks, and we got Gallup,
Uh,
but he's like
Gallup.
irrelevant, really.
He's so injury
He's-
prone. That's not funny.
We shouldn't have gave him anyway.
Yeah, I shouldn't have let Amari Cooper walk.
No, if they had
We
Amari
should- we
Cooper,
shoulda
that'd
gave him-
probably be the hump that they would get over.
We should have gave Cooper the contract and let Gallup walk, because we signed him and he was still hurt.
Just got in about 9:07, so literally a minute ago, that wide receiver T. Higgins has already mentioned that he wanted to follow his former offensive coordinator wherever he went.
Oh, so a
Oh.
Titans move. That could help the Titans right there.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't
That-
think
that
T.
could
Higgins
be
is
a-
wide receiver one.
Brother, he's pretty good. I mean, he's just behind Jamar Chase. Like, I think he's a serious contender for a. He's like a Mike Evans.
If you have him and D Hop both, man, I mean that's a pretty good wide receiver room. I mean,
I mean, he really he really reminds me of a Mike Evans, man. He's just a go up and get it type of guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, when you're behind Jamar Chase, you're not going to get the ball as much, and you still have Tyler Boyd over there. Like, there's too many mouths to feed. But in a Tennessee, with a Will Levis that likes to chuck that thing as far as he can, that's a match made in
be a good
heaven right
fit.
there.
Yeah.
Especially with, I mean, Cincinnati's offensive coordinator. He's going to know how to use
He's
him.
gonna be an offensive minded coach.
That could help him huge.
Oh yeah. What about talk about Jim Harbaugh a little bit? He's got his second interview with the Chargers coming up tomorrow, I believe. Where do
I
we
really
think he ends
I
up
think
at?
that'd be. I think he should go there over Atlanta if Atlanta offers him to.
Harbaugh's a very smart man, and I think the Chargers fits him well.
Setting up with Herbie in your first season as a head coach, man, that'll be dangerous.
Yeah.
Could be
And
good.
hopefully he can be smart and get Herbo another option besides Quentin Johnston, because you're losing Keenan, you're losing Mike, and I'm pretty sure they're losing Palmer, which I don't think any of
has
them
a-
are worth anything.
Decent little defense to work with too. I mean, Khalil Mack's getting up there in age, but hell, he had a 17 sack season.
Derwin James, even though he was injured this year.
Yeah,
They're definitely not the worst defense, that's for sure.
no,
And I mean, all you need is someone to let Herbo throw the ball to at this point.
yeah.
First thing
'cause-
I'm doing is shipping Eckler out of there.
Eckler's,
Oh, dude.
his contract's up this year. This was his.
I'm
last
pretty
year.
sure. I'm pretty sure at this
Good.
point I'm faster than than Eckler.
This was his last year on the old contract. So
13 miles an hour on a breakaway run. That's rough.
that's Eddie
That's-
Lacy
that's
top numbers.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, he took a fall from grace.
Hey, that motherfucker
Hard.
ate too many cheeseburgers over the off season.
Man, he
Hey,
could have
what-
been so good.
It was an injury, wasn't it? What did he do? He had some kind of injury.
He had an eating disorder. I know that. Like all jokes aside, he actually had a defense or a eating disorder.
What, seafood and eat it?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was an ankle injury.
But we'll go on to the next topic. Shane Waldron is expected to leave the Seahawks tomorrow and join Chicago as their offense coordinator. He brought Geno back to life. I mean, I think that's a good hire for Chicago. Really, at offense coordinator, he made
It's
it.
all going to depend on what they do with their draft pick.
Yeah.
If they don't keep Justin Fields, man, I swear to you, I know we've talked on this like 50 times now, and it's probably like water under the bridge at this point. But I'm about damn near tempted to fly up to Chicago and smack every one of them in the damn face if they don't keep Justin Fields.
Dude, the running theory right now is they are not keeping Fields, and it's
That's
blowing
so
my mind.
stupid.
Like everybody's saying, like you can't pass on Caleb Williams.
The
gonna-
only thing I can accept is they draft Caleb Williams and pull like an Eli Manning shit out of their ass. Like draft him, ship his ass out immediately for like way more than what he's worth.
The running theory is because what I'm seeing all these draft evaluators and mock drafters and stuff and all these is you can either pay Fields an extraordinary amount of money because he's going to want a sump of cash, which Chicago has, or you can reset the clock on the rookie deal and draft Caleb Williams. But my thing is, you've stuck with Fields for his entire rookie contract and developed him. He's developed into a hell of a quarterback. Why start over again?
Yeah, I mean,
When
I know
you
his numbers
Yeah.
don't show hell of good stats, but damn, man, before DJ
I mean,
Moore, he had nothing.
Yeah, before DJ Moore, golly, he had me and Case out there running routes.
I
Like
mean, he had Darnell Mooney at wide receiver 1. I mean,
Like,
that's fucking horrible.
right now, you have the pieces to build a contender. Like you have a number one receiver. Your defense is
Yeah.
pretty solid. I mean,
You
it's
got
it's
Jalen
solid.
Johnson, who's a stud corner, TJ Edwards, and
And
Sweat.
you have the opportunity to take another number one receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr. Why in the world would you reset the clock on a quarterback that honestly I could see sucking? Because he had an awful year this past year at USC. Couldn't even win at USC. Like,
Well,
Dude,
he
I
also
don't know,
already
man.
said he don't want to go to Chicago.
Yeah, he wants to play where it's for him. I'm like
Yeah.
you. Draft Marvin Harrison Jr., let it get down late in the first round, get you another offensive lineman. You've got a whole second round to play around with the defense a little bit. I mean, you're not far from having a playoff contending team.
I would even accept them trading down again. If they want to trade down again, you still have solid receivers that are on not on the level of Marvin Harrison, obviously, but like they're like you have a number one receiver, so you don't necessarily need Marvin Harrison Jr. It'd just be like crazy to have them two on the outside,
I would
Yeah.
and
love
then
to
Darnell
see.
Mooney on the inside.
Yeah, I would love to see them trade down and get a already developed superstar player out of it.
I mean, they
Like a young
could. That's
superstar.
how they did it with Carolina. There's going to be teams wanting to move up for these quarterbacks. If you want your
Like
guy bad enough, you can make trades with like.
Like the Raiders send Max Crosby out there or something. Like something just fucking
I
wildly
mean, honestly,
crazy.
the Raiders,
Oh yeah,
Devontae Adams wants out.
yeah.
That's a place you could ship off your number one pick to, like, and
Bring
get.
in Max Crosby, man.
And then once you trade down, guess what? You can have Joe Alt or Olashu, whatever his name is, Fashanu.
Yeah, Fashanu.
Either one of them's falling into your lap.
It's gonna be a
Like-
wild draft this year, man. Like I've
I
never
think-
looked forward to a draft like I am.
I'll lose my mind if they draft Caleb Williams. I don't see a universe where that makes sense because he's not going to play for you. It's going to be another Eli Manning all over again where he's like, nope, I ain't playing.
And
I'm not playing.
if they
Should
do
we
that,
should we do a live during the first round?
100%
Like,
we need to
you
be
got a
live.
reaction?
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
100% be live. You know, we can't really stream it, but we can.
No, I mean we can have our reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
I'll
like
get
how
a
we're doing it
TV and
now.
put it up right here by then, and I'll have it to where I can plug the TV into the computer and have like cut the volume in and out to where whoever's watching can hear the draft pick but can't see the screen because hearing it's not copyright, just seeing it.
My reaction's gonna be rough if I hear with the number one overall pick, the Chicago Bears wasted it and fucking picked Caleb Williams.
I don't even
Because
think he's
that's
the
might
best
as well
quarterback in the draft,
might as well
man.
be what you say. No, he's not. He's not the best quarterback in the draft.
I know. Early on, I spoke on him highly. I did.
I mean, he had a Heisman season and he looked great. I get it, and he looked great at the beginning of this season playing absolute scrubs. But then you walk into
He
a
lost
4 and
Colorado.
whatever Colorado and get beat. And I mean, yeah, his defense was terrible, but like your offense wasn't. I mean, you threw a bunch of picks. That's the problem.
I'm still on the J.J. McCarthy hype train, man. I think
Shut up. That dude's trash.
he's going to be a
The
Brock
fuck
Purdy.
up.
He's going to be a Brock Purdy. Dude.
Yeah, he better hope he goes to someone that's great or he's gonna suck. Like there's no way around it. If he goes
J.J.
to like
McCarthy
a
to the Vikings.
I
oh
think
my God.
I think he goes to like the Raiders or something.
I think he needs to fall out of the draft and someone pick him up off the street because he's trash. I don't care how he's been. He's so bad.
Nah, man. He ain't that bad.
He's garbage.
We'll talk about, see, we've covered about everything for the day. What about we talked a little bit on the lines, but the first time in 30 years you've made a championship game, I could only, like the true diehard fans who is truly stuck it out, not just coming out of the woodworks now that they're good, man, it's got to be the best feeling in the world for those guys. Like, there's no way around it. I mean,
I'm rooting for them.
yeah, I mean, they got to be jumping for joy. There's no way.
They might be in the same division as us, but I'm still rooting for them. I mean, hell, I would put my fucking head through a wall for Dan Campbell. I don't even play for him.
I really like the team, but I personally just get so mad when I see their defense trot out and Kirby Joseph is there. Like that guy makes me infuriated on so many levels.
I'm
He's-
glad.
That he looks like a bounty gate type of guy. Like it looks
He-
like they're trying to kill people.
He's a
like-
young C.J. Gardner-Johnson is what he is.
I mean, I know we're taught as small guys, when I played ball, tackle low. I get it.
No,
But
he don't
low is
tackle
not
low.
taking out knees.
He's hitting fucking people in their fucking legs with helmets. That's
How us small guys were taught to tackle is you wrap up around the waist, hold on for dear life, and wait for someone to come help.
Mhm.
Because that's just how it goes. I mean, you're smaller now. But diving at a guy's knees when
That's
he's
fucked.
not even looking, that's for the NFL to go, we care about player safety. No, obviously not. That guy should be fined and suspended for two tight ends in a row that he's took out for the season. And it's
he hit a
very
He
good.
hit a what's his name too
Laporta, or not
Not
Laporta,
Laporta.
but
for the son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Who'd
about.
they play last week? Not the Bucks game, before the Bucks.
Oh crap!
The Rams.
No, he did take out Higbee. It was
He did it to another tight end and didn't season injury him, but regardless, that shit's dirty, man. Like you
it's so dirty.
don't lead with your helmet under any circumstance.
I mean, I'm totally cool with you tackling low, but that's dirty. You're hitting him like right below the knee, 2 breaks. That is designed to hurt somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he fucking got coached by Rick Vice. I mean, the head's the hardest part of your body.
The defensive coordinator for the Lions is from that Bounty Gate team. Is he not?
I mean,
What, Division III football finals? He coached with Rick Vice. Your head
Vice.
is the
Oh,
hardest
he's
part of
from-
your body.
He's from the Bounty Gate team with the Saints.
Saints,
Yeah.
yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, we've seen the guy do it once. The motherfucker can do it again, and Kirby Joseph looks like a prime candidate because I've just seen him do it over and over and over again. Any tight end that comes across his way, he's not hitting them where he should. He's hitting them in the knee.
I'd love to see somebody just
Absolutely tallywhack him.
Mm.
Just completely clear his clock.
come in,
take his
helmet to
head off.
helmet. Yeah, take the concussion, man. Deal with your concussion for a fucking few weeks. Just lay that motherfucker
Take your
out on
suspension too. Take the targeting. Just clear that. Like teach him what it feels like to get completely and utterly hit somewhere you should.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
I'll
we'll
just
talk about Mike Evans. He's staying or leaving?
Well, Baker said if he
8%
signs
L.
along, Baker said if he signs a deal, he wants Mike Evans back.
I know that, but man, if you're Mike Evans, you got to do what's best for Mike Evans.
Mike Evans has a Super Bowl ring. At this point, they can pay him too.
Yeah.
So what would you be chasing if you left?
You're chasing to keep those 1,000-yard seasons up.
And you're going to with Baker.
I don't ever want to see
Yeah,
him finish below us
100%.
1,000. Yeah, Baker will throw it Mike Evans' way.
You know he will. He will 100% get him the ball.
And Baker, man, I mean he can be on the money. He really can.
I mean, I know that interception down the stretch there was a little rough, but I mean, how many quarterbacks have we seen do that?
Listen, that was really his first chance at like big games. I mean,
Well, I mean, he got him further than a
He's
lot
got-
of people thought he would.
he's got fucked his entire career.
Yeah, the Browns are stupid for getting rid of him.
Yeah, and then the Panthers get him, and I mean it's just like welcome to a dumpster fire. There's absolutely nothing you can do, but as soon
I'm
as you
telling
fuck
you-
up, we're shipping you.
I don't think there was a quarterback in the history of the NFL that could have saved that team.
No.
That could save this team at this point. Like, there's no quarterback that you can have that will help that team. There's
But-
too many holes offensively. Our defense is pretty solid. I will give us that. We have a good defense.
Oh, Brian
But our
Burns.
offense, man, our offensive line's terrible. Our number one receiver is a 35-year-old receiver that didn't peak until he was 29. And our tight end, Ian Thomas, because we lost, what's his name? He was a backup to Hawkinson for a while.
I know
He got dementia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
God, his name's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, and our running back is Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
So,
I
like,
had
what
high
can you
hopes for
do
Chuba,
with
man?
that? Well, I mean, he played decent this year, but when you're running behind a bunch of lunch boxes, you're not going to get very far.
Dude,
Our
Chuba
only
in
saving
college.
grace on the offensive line is Ike Ekwonu, and like you can't do much at tackle.
He's pretty
like,
young too. I mean, that's
Oh, I mean, yeah, he was our first round pick
2 years
the
ago.
year
Barry
before
Sanders did
last.
I mean, Barry Sanders did it.
Barry Sanders is an absolute Hall of Famer, probably best running back of all time. That's a lot different than Chuba Hubbard.
yeah.
Yeah, he is the best running back of all time.
Oh, wow, you're gonna say that over Emmett?
Emmett had like great offensive
He had-
lines though.
He had the
Dude.
greatest offensive line.
I
of all time.
guarantee you
I love-
can't name a single
I
offensive
love-
lineman off of those Lions teams.
That's the same.
I love
Cowboys have
Emmett,
always been
but-
that way.
I love Emmett, but dude, if Barry had Emmett's line,
Oh, he would have torched
that
the
record
NFL.
wouldn't. Nobody would come close.
He would have played more than 9 years too, or however long he played.
But
Mm.
Cowboys
He
have
didn't
always
play
had
long.
that though. man. Like DeMarco Murray, fucking stud. Ship him out, dog shit. Zeke, man, stud.
Zeke.
Ship him out,
Yeah.
dog shit.
That last 2 years of Zeke wasn't all that good.
Yeah. And then they
Well,
thought
Dallas is gonna have to start looking for offensive linemen here soon.
I don't
Tyron
think-
Smith getting on the
yeah.
older side. Zach Martin's getting on the older side.
I don't think
I-
Tony Pollard's the answer at running back 1 either.
I just think they're using him wrong, really.
Yeah, he's a receiving back.
Yeah.
He-
he's not a
he's,
receiver.
he's, he's a
yeah.
McCaffrey back.
They're
Like
just using him wrong.
they're using him like Zeke.
They need to have a
Yeah.
2-back.
You can do
They
that.
need to run the
But
double
that's
back set again.
McCarthy. I'm telling you right now, McCarthy is not the answer. Get that guy as far away from a championship caliber team as you possibly can.
Yeah, he fucked up Aaron Rodgers' whole career. Don't let him fuck up somebody else's.
Like, I know Dak is known to choke in big time games, but how much is that coaching too? Like, I mean, when you throw the ball 70 times in the playoffs, like, that's going to happen. Interceptions are going to happen. I know he threw 2 picks like
I mean,
in the first half, pretty much pick sixes, but I don't know, man. I think at some point someone's got to point a finger at McCarthy and go, you know what? You had Aaron Rodgers and you won one ring, so you
At
kind of
some
suck.
point, somebody's got to start pointing fingers at fucking Jerry Jones. I mean,
That's
at some
true.
point,
Jerry Jones is the biggest issue in
that's
Jerry
the
Jones-
motherfucker y'all gonna start pointing fingers at.
He kept Jason Garrett for too long. He's
Way
he
too
kept
long.
Tony Romo for too long. Like,
Romo is a pretty good quarterback. was a
I
big
know,
Romo
but
fan.
towards the tail end of his career, he needed to be gone.
Yeah, he was good for defenses.
He threw a lot of picks.
Jerry
he's
Jones.
the same. He's the same as Dak, dude.
He would
Great
get.
regular
He
season,
would play
come to
great
the
regular.
playoff, choke.
That
It's the
was
same thing.
exactly what he was. Yep.
Let's go.
Dak's the same thing.
When Dak was in practice, he wasn't practicing his here we go good enough. He had to get it a little deeper. That was the issue
Oh,
on why he lost.
no.
I'm
he
sick of
wa-
hearing that.
He wasn't thrusting
Like,
those
I'm
fucking
telling you that
hits.
right now.
Yeah.
Telling you that right now,
Jordan
but-
Jordan Love had to hit him with the old. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna take a knee.
Dak threw the ball like what, 60 times?
He
against
threw the
Mac?
ball so many times. I mean,
It was like 60 times.
your offense hadn't done that all season. Why in that game do you decide, yeah, we're going to go this first drive and throw nothing but passes?
I was talking to Kate, and for some reason the defense decided to go zone that game.
Yeah, they literally did
All
zone
year we've
coverage.
been running man.
It's mind
All year we've been running man.
It looked like they wanted to lose the game. It really did. And I'm telling you, McCarthy has got to go. I cannot believe that they're keeping him around.
You see where
That's the most impressed I've been. as a
speaking of
Cowboy fan.
defenses flipping, you see where D'Amico Ryan's like 80% of his plays on defense against Baltimore was blitz plays, and he said that the reason he done it was because Lamar will collapse under pressure and can't run correctly under pressure, and the motherfucker puts up like 104 rushing yards on him. That's
Yeah, that
great,
worked
man. Yeah, but man, that team.
I
is
mean,
gonna be good.
to be fair, in the first half, it was working.
That fucking I know Will Anderson's your future. You draft him high, but that fucking Cashman dude they fucking have on defense, I don't even know where the fuck he went to school at. For all I know, this motherfucker was bagging groceries at Food City last week. But that boy right there, he's a damn good linebacker. I don't know his first name. I don't know nothing about him. But watching him play, dude, he's pretty solid.
Texans got some pieces, boys.
Oh, they're going to be scary in the near
Building,
future.
it's
Get some
big team to mess
people
with,
on the
for real.
defense.
That's really where they
Damn.
need the most help at.
Yeah.
Yeah, their defense couldn't stop Union's football team, really.
Nico Collins is a great wide receiver. Dalton Schultz is
Oh, I
pretty
think
decent.
their offense is fine. Honestly, find a running back and your
Yeah,
offense
man. Devin
completely-
Singletary is not it. He was average going into halftime. Devin Singletary was averaging 0.3 of a rushing yard per carry. That's
for some
fucking
reason-
horrible.
You just can't
For
do that.
some reason, Damian Pierce decided to just not want to play
Yeah.
football anymore.
Singletary had
He
like
had a hell of a
13
year
carries for like 14 yards or something. Or no,
Also
13
had-
carries for 12 yards.
Defense and a running back
think-
is what they
I
need.
think in many ways
Hey.
they're better off than the Cowboys are right now.
Go after Derrick Henry.
Oh, with how young they are, 100%.
I
They
Madden
need-
franchise
what-
right now with Derrick Henry as my running back for the Texans.
They can go after Derrick Henry.
Dallas
you
soon, man,
know-
they're gonna
you know
have
what you
issues on
need.
the offensive line.
I mean, Texans know what they need pretty much, right? Like,
Yeah.
where do you go if you're the Cowboys?
You're gonna need offensive line soon. You might need to be looking for a new quarterback if he don't figure things out. Your defense is
The thing is, they're talking about
Good
paying that
and-
man $50 million a year.
very good in like places that you need them, but also very bad in places that you could still use a decent.
Diggs is good, but man, he busts
Well, he
a lot
was
of
hurt
coverage
all
just to
year.
get picks.
Yeah, he does. He gets torched a lot.
Just trying to
his
get that-
interceptions look great.
He tries to be a lurker
But-
too much. You know, I get it. You want to lurk the picks, but you can't lurk every
Honestly-
play.
Honestly, he looks more like a safety to me than a corner.
Yeah. He
But,
is.
yeah, there's their biggest problem though, man, is their offensive line is getting old, very fast.
They are.
And
And
once
Smith
they lose
stays
that
hurt.
offensive line, you have, which I know Dallas is notorious for picking offensive line in the draft,
Oh, that's all we do.
but man, it's hard to replace two Hall of Famers that you've got. Zach
Right,
Martin
yeah.
might be the greatest guard to ever play the sport. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
You're not as bad off as Carolina, though. I mean, we need like a whole team at this point. Defense is all we've got going for us.
Yeah.
Holy
As
shit.
a fan, I'd rather.
Joel Embiid just scored 70 points against the Spurs.
70.
70.
Let me look at this.
Because
Oh.
Wemby can't guard nobody.
Holy shit. 24 for 41
70
shooting.
points. 18 boards.
What a fucking game. Oh man, I wish I'd have known that. Hell, I would have watched that game. That's fucking crazy.
Sheesh.
Got the highest scoring game in franchise history now.
Hell, that's about top 5 all time.
He's tied third with what's his name, Booker.
Hang on.
He put up 41 shots. Dude, the two closest people to like shooting anywhere close to him was Tyrese Maxey, who put up 15, and Tobias Harris put up 11. Nobody else had over 7 shots.
It's crazy when you think of the most points in a game. Wilt Chamberlain has 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 12th, 15th, 17th, 21st. I'm sorry, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25th.
Well, I mean, he was 7 foot going up against a bunch of freaking doctors. I mean, not doctors, but fucking mailmen.
I'm not convinced he actually scored 100 either. You're
Yeah,
telling me there's no video evidence of this? Like,
But they
not
got-
even a little?
But they got evidence of
Yeah.
everything fucking else about him.
Yeah, but they got evidence of us being on the moon? Like, they
I
ain't
don't
no
know
way.
about that, dude. It's the same with baseball. It's like, would Babe Ruth do nowadays what he did back then?
No,
No,
he
I
would
don't think so.
not.
There's no
He would
way.
not walk
No.
out to the batter's box with a stogie in one hand and a beer in the other, and then crank a home run.
I mean, you got to think about it, like, not bringing race into this and all this stuff, but he played in a white dominant league. Like, you didn't have a Shohei Ohtani, you didn't have a Big Papi.
Well,
You
you
did-
didn't see pitchers throwing 100 either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
But also,
they-
at the same time, if he grew up in this era, would he like
Right,
adapt?
that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about anybody. It's like, oh, LeBron, he wouldn't be good in the 80s, but would he have adapted to the 80s?
I think back in that time frame of like 50s, 60s, 70s, they was no leaving fucking, practice and hitting the gym. There was no running to get ready for games and shit.
They were gambling and smoking and drinking.
You look at
partying.
these guys, I mean, these guys were in no form of shape whatsoever. I think 50s and 60 teams of any sport would get absolutely obliterated by any fucking team today.
Also, though, they wasn't making $400 million, so
Yeah,
I probably
exactly.
wouldn't be in the gym all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
either.
hell,
Yeah.
they were fucking people playing and still had other full-time jobs. I gotta
Yeah, I
use
mean
the
they
bathroom.
didn't make
That's
money
the
back
thing.
then.
It's hard to say he's like the greatest all time because
Like,
I mean, who's facing pitchers that was throwing 80?
yeah,
We
but
did that in high school.
nowadays all these
Now
athletes
it's
they make all this money, and you're expected to practice pretty much the entire off season, and then
Mhm.
the entire
Right.
on season. Like they're always practicing, practice, and then like pre 80s and 90s, dude, them dudes they would go to a strip club like
or
3
they'd have
hours
a
before the
regular like
game.
60s, 70s. They had a regular job and then go out to the ball field.
Yeah, they'd be like, "All right, hun, I'm back from
Oh,
the
no.
store working
Yep.
cashier. I'm gonna go up here, or I've been working at the steel plant. Now let me go play this basketball game."
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
hell, that's just
Oh,
like
it's
totally
hard
different
to.
time.
Yeah, it's
It's just
just
like-
hard to.
Michael Jordan's rookie year. That motherfucker was snorting coke.
Michael Jordan, dude, he did everything. I mean, he did work out. Like they do say that he
No.
did work out, but that dude
That's
was
one I'm putting over everybody. Michael
gambling.
Jordan, dude.
He was gambling.
Oh, he's
He
still
was
gambling.
drinking, smoking cigars on the plane. Like, oh, we're about to go play this game. Y'all want to get in a quick $1,000 hand of poker real quick? Like,
Michael
I
I mean,
Jordan
Dennis
is not doing it
Rodman,
in
that
basketball,
dude in the middle of the playoffs said, "Hey, coach, I'm gonna go to Vegas real quick." Yeah, like they don't do that now. That don't
No.
happen. And when they do, like when Harden went during the off season, everybody said, "You don't care about basketball. You're out there at the titty bar." Like
Now
you
well,
wouldn't have
hold
made
up.
it back in the 80s and 90s, dude. Them dudes did not care about basketball.
Now, granted, whenever he did come back that season, he looked like me whenever I come off a fucking 3-day
He was
bender of
trying to get
alcohol.
he was trying to
Jesus
get
Christ.
traded though. I mean, he was trying to get traded. It worked. He got traded and then he lost. I'm pretty sure he was wearing a fat suit because he lost weight quick. He was like down to normal Harden fast.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know, man. Like there's so much money in sports now. Like you can't have fun with it anymore. Like everyone's got to be playing all the time. So like obviously the athletes are going to be more dominant looking. Like I mean, if you compare Myles Garrett to I don't know a '60s edge rusher, yeah, you're probably gonna be like, that guy is like way bigger and way stronger than anyone in the entire league. It's like Jim Brown. Like if he went up the middle and faced Ray Lewis, obviously he'd probably get his head taken off. But it was a completely different time period, completely different game,
You want down?
and I mean they were literally working and then going to games. Like it's completely different.
It's hard to.
Like it's easy when you've got $400 million to only want to do that.
Yeah.
That's also why people retire so much faster. Like when you're doing all that work all the time, yeah, you're gonna have injuries after injuries, and you're gonna have CTE all the time because everyone's strong as shit, and you're getting obliterated. You know, it's not the '60s where they were just clotheslining each other. This lunch lady would clothesline this, I don't know, bagger, cashier, or whatever they were doing. I don't know. It's a completely different sport. It's almost like a true coliseum at this point. And they're putting so much padding in the helmets that it's supposed to absorb all this contact, but it has nowhere to go other than inside your brain at this point. So that's why I think there's so much head injuries nowadays.
It's crazy, man. It really is.
But now, do I think Babe Ruth would probably ball out? I think he would. I think he would adapt no matter what time period it is. It would
You
just
think so?
I mean, I don't know. He was obviously gifted at the sport. Because I'm sure back then 80 miles an hour is crazy. They were probably talking like, wow, this guy throws 81. He's going to be the greatest pitcher in the world.
Right, but
And now you see someone
I
throw
mean-
100 and you're like, okay, every pitcher throws 100 at this
everybody
point.
does it now, so it's
Like-
not even.
So in 15, 20 years, people were throwing 120. Are they going to be like, well, would Ohtani even be worth a fuck nowadays?
I mean, you're right. Baseball's changed.
All of the sports have.
I mean, all of them have, yeah.
Because you like when you go look at old school like football tapes, dude, they were hitting the piss out of each other, and like nobody was ever hurt. Like Brian Dawkins was like leaping in the air and slamming people, and no one would be hurt. So
just,
like
just like
nowadays, you cut wrong and you tore everything in your leg.
Just like my 68-year-old journeyman says, don't make them like they used to.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's just really hard to say.
What Babe Ruth played in what,
This,
19 teens
like, yeah, it was a long
through the
time ago.
30s?
Yeah. He played during the fucking Prohibition era.
Had some home runs.
Like, can you imagine if that dude was working out back in the day? He'd probably have 2,000 home runs.
Probably would. At an average like three something. Just unheard of.
I mean, no one since has called shots like he did. He would literally tell you, hey, I'm about to go yard real quick. Just get out of the way.
I'm just gonna hit this bomb real quick over center field. Just
Dead center and just
watch this.
walk around the base pad. Honestly, back in, they probably just let him walk to first and go back to the dugout.
Probably.
It's all right, babe. Don't worry about it. Just go to first and come back and touch home plate, and you're good.
Well, y'all take Barry Bonds. You think he should be in the discussion? One of the best baseball players.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you're bringing in drugs.
I tell you what I think. I think Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, his is a
He
totally
does.
different game. I
Yeah.
mean, gambling is what's keeping him out of the Hall of Fame.
I think that motherfucker deserves to be there.
See, the Bonds thing, though, he did take, like, performance-enhancing drugs. But also, wasn't it towards the tail end of his career? Like, it wasn't even...
Well, every motherfucker was taking roids at that time.
It's so stupid, man. Like, what? Pete Rose was what, gambling?
Yeah, it was gambling. He
Yeah,
got
So, by that
gambling on
logic,
games.
if we're playing fair to everybody in every sport, if fucking Calvin Ridley next 5 seasons fucking clears 2,000 receiving yards and gets fucking 2 rings and 5 All-Pros, he should not be eligible to fucking join the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's two different leagues.
If we're living off that logic, it don't matter. It's the same fucking concept.
But it's like the same with basketball. Michael Jordan was obviously gambling on games. They literally
Everybody
kicked
was.
him out of the league because he was gambling on games.
Everybody. If you're a big time player and you say that you're not doing it 80% of the time, you're fucking lying.
But I'm pretty sure he was gambling on his own team to win.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like he
Yeah,
was
Pete Rose. Yeah,
losing
he was-
games.
Yeah.
Like he was betting on his team to win.
Yeah.
What like I could get if this dude was a pitcher and betting on other teams to win, you know, the World Series, and then
shaving
going out there and
Yeah, shaving the
Yeah.
game and shit.
going out there and throwing 4 home run balls in the first inning.
But
Like, yeah, that would make sense.
Like,
but
I
this
know it's
dude
like
was betting on his team.
I know it's against like
Yep.
rules and regulations and privacy and shit, but I really wish like DraftKings, FanDuel, Bet365, shit like that could release names of people who have accounts with them. Because I bet 80% of every fucking league out there has an account.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
It's just everybody does it. They just got caught. Is essentially.
I
it goes by that
totally
standard.
get if they were throwing games.
Yeah,
Like I could
100%.
get that.
I agree with that. Yeah, but
But
if you're betting
like
on a team,
Pete Rose was not. He was winning.
no.
That he obviously
Yeah, he's
wasn't
a
betting
3-time
against
champion.
himself.
Yeah.
So I don't get where they like. He is one of the biggest all-time snubs of the Hall of Fame. I'm sure it'll get changed eventually because there's been so many people with that same opinion.
And it's like
Yeah.
the same shit. Like I know it's a totally different topic, but like Reggie Bush with his Heisman because he was getting paid, they took it away from him.
See, that's ridiculous. That's another thing. Like him and Cam Newton, they should go back and revoke that now.
Yeah, but I mean, because you got college players making more than fucking half the NFL's rookie contracts.
And Brock Purdy, there's a lot of college players making more than Purdy.
That's stupid. I mean, look at Bronny James. He's making more than 30% of the NBA.
I mean,
Is that
I've
not-
always.
Is that not wild to y'all?
Yeah, he's
It
number
is.
1 in NIL right now. He's making like, what is it, like
Like, I'm
north of
all-
90 million?
I'm all for them getting paid some, but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
never
this
thought
is
it'd get to this
ridiculous.
level.
They got to
Yeah.
cap this somehow. They got to put a regulation on it,
They gotta-
or it's just
they
going to
gotta
become
do
unfair.
something.
I
no way.
personally think, for one, like football, for sure, if you don't play in the ball game, you don't get your NIL money. Because NIL
There's
at
something
this
about
point,
that too, because that's a big problem.
Yeah, the bowl games have lost all meaning. There's no
it's not-
point in playing a bowl game anymore because 99% of the players that's not in the playoffs sit out.
Yeah.
Bronny's
Oh, it just-
NIL deal is 5.9 mil.
Yeah, he's not first. I'm pretty sure first is it still Caleb Williams?
No, it's Bronny.
No, Bronny's not the biggest.
Yeah, it is. Bronny's number 1. Shadir Sanders is number 2. Livy Dunn is number 3. Arch Manning is number 4. And Travis Hunter is number 5. Angel Reese is number 6. Quinn Ewers number 7. Jalen Milrow 8. Evan Stewart 9. And Carson Beck number 10.
Bronny James is making 7.2 million.
Yeah.
It's funny because Arch Manning's second and he's a backup.
He's making more than his starting quarterback is. Make it make sense.
Well,
It's
Mikey
the
Williams
last
is
name.
in high school. The fourth highest paid NIL is in high school.
Who?
His name's Mikey Williams.
I thought he got arrested or something.
Oh, I'm looking at it right here. He's fourth in NIL and he's on San Ysidro High School.
Hell, Bryce James is in high school and he's 13th. But what it shows their NIL deal is that's what they're making per year. So they'll make that each year across college.
See, that's just wild to me.
So essentially, if Bronny James stays all 4 years, he's making 24 mil.
This says former Memphis basketball player Mikey Williams committed to UCF Friday. He announced on social media. Williams never appeared in a game for the Tigers and pleaded guilty in November to a gun charge that may lead to 6 felony counts being reduced to misdemeanors. So
It's crazy, man. It's
You don't know. It went from they wasn't getting paid nothing.
I was thinking like a
Millions.
couple $100K would be satisfactory, not a couple
See,
million.
that's what I was
Well,
thinking.
see, I was thinking getting paid for their name, like jersey sales and
Yes.
things
That's
like
what I was
that.
thinking.
And
Not-
they do get paid for that.
Not boosters coming out and going, we'll give you
Right.
$5 million to come here, or Adidas giving them shoe deals in high school.
Yeah,
yeah,
But I will say,
that's what I thought it was going to be.
I do like how you can buy college jerseys now with the players' real names and
Yeah,
numbers on them. I do like
that's
that.
what I thought it would be. The reason the NIL came around is, okay, now we can sell their likeness and we can sell their jerseys and they get all the profit.
The fuck is my camera done?
Because, like, they make the money for them schools. Let's be real. Athletes make the money for 99% of these college schools.
Focus.
So, like, it's cool for them to get, like maybe even a percentage of ticket sales or something. But, like, $4 million? Half these dudes are driving around in, like,
Kids.
Lambos with gold
Yeah.
watches and, like, there's no way. That's crazy. You don't even know it. Like, Arch Manning, you have no idea if he's going to be good.
Yeah.
He's getting paid, or Bronny James, getting paid off their last name. And you're paying them millions.
Bro, give me that for a year, bro. I'm set.
Yeah, I mean,
So, like, I mean, it's cool. It's not my money that's being thrown down the drain, but, like, it's just setting up teams that have a lot of money and a lot of boosters and, like, deals. Like, if a team's dealt with Nike, Nike can influence this player to go here.
Right.
Like, I know it's still illegal technically. You're not allowed to, like, entice someone to come to your school, but we've already seen it happen. Like, we're
Yeah.
seeing it happen. We're seeing
Yeah.
transfer portal kids go places because, like, I don't remember. It was one of the USC or Ohio State.
Tyler
don't know.
Barron for Tennessee left to go to Ole Miss because Tennessee was paying him like 1.1. Ole Miss offered him like 3.1. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to Ole Miss. Literally goes to Ole Miss's campus, and then Louisville's like, oh shit, we was going to offer you 4.3. Fucking dips out of Ole Miss immediately and goes to Louisville.
It's just bad for the sport, man. I like.
Yeah, I think it's got to be capped.
Yeah.
We're sitting here focusing on Michigan for, like, being smarter than everybody and stealing signs, but we're not focused on people actually poaching players.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's going to get to the
That's
point to
what-
where we're going to see college players playing in fucking 3 different colleges over a 4-year career, just to
Or
fucking chase
playing
money.
forever.
What's gonna be-
Get
Like
more money.
a lot of them are going to play forever.
Yeah.
5-year careers, 6-year careers.
They'll be-
Hell, that tight end from Oregon, he's
Yeah.
going to his 9th season.
Yeah.
Like what happened to the days of 4 years?
Like, I get
That's
to, like,
all
you know,
get.
the players in the corona pandemic could get their extra year or whatever. But I mean, fuck, we're going to be in like we're going to be in our 30s and they're still going to be getting fucking COVID years. We'll have some fucking new fucking puppy dog flu by then and they'll still be getting fucking COVID years. Like, it's just that's bullshit. There's no way that a man should be able to spend 9 years. That man, when he went to college, I was a sophomore in high school. I've been out of fucking high school for damn near 7 years.
6.
It's right at 6.
Yeah.
6 years and 2 months for me that I've been out of high school.
I mean, if I'm getting paid that much in college, I'm killing in college.
So he,
I mean, I do think
know?
they should get paid, but that's just crazy, really.
That's an
It's
absurd
crazy.
amount of money.
it's man, I don't know, they're going to ruin college, and college football has always been my favorite go-to thing, and they are going to ruin it. Like I get the whole player likeness thing. I'm glad they're doing it. It should make this upcoming college football game in July spectacular. But they took what everybody wanted them to do and just ruined it, just like they fucking do everything else, essentially.
Well, it's already ruined bowl games, and it's ruined recruiting. It's ruining transfer portal. Like, there's so much for them to ruin.
I mean, I didn't even really care about any of the ball games this year besides the
Hell, I mean, what's the point in watching them when you're fucking watching fucking
didn't even-
third stringers play? I mean, what's the fucking point anymore?
that's the thing.
It's just, I don't know, man.
I still think
I
Florida
do
State's better
think-
Panthers.
I do think. I think it'll get changed faster, just because I think numbers are going to start plummeting.
Yep.
Just like the NBA, just like the NFL when they went through their rough patches.
NBA's
Yeah.
still kind of going through theirs.
Like, honestly, the bowl games were this year. I'm pretty sure like some of the least watched bowl games in the history of the
Oh.
NCAA.
I mean,
Who's gonna watch it, dude?
how can you say?
I mean, there's really no point. Like,
There's
even
got
watching
people
your
on
own
the field, you don't
team.
even know who they are.
Yeah, like I guess it's cool you can watch the future of the team, but like I want to watch my team in full win a bowl game. I don't want to watch this freshman come out here. Like that can be saved for next year. I want to watch my team in full play this bowl game. Like if I paid tickets for let's say a USC bowl game and half the team didn't play, I'd be pissed. Give me my money back because I didn't get to see what I paid for. Like it's just ridiculous, man. Like when I went to the West Virginia North Carolina bowl game, there was like no North Carolina fans there, which obviously Drake May didn't play, and like the stands were very, very not full. It's like
used to, man. You'd have packed
them
stadiums.
ball games, even in like when I went and watched West Virginia when Pat White played North Carolina the last time in Carolina Stadium, it was packed for like a Meineke Car Care Bowl is what it was, loaded. The stadium was full. But like back then, bowl games were fun. You get to go see your team play for the last time of the season.
And it's a team that they don't like ever match up with. Like it's just one of those games that's like
Yeah.
you're taking a name out west and pairing it to a name out of to like when Tennessee played
Okay.
Virginia Tech at Battle at Bristol,
Yeah.
which I know it wasn't a bowl game, it was a regular season home opener game, but Tennessee and Virginia Tech also played in a bowl game. Fucking sold out crowd. Like take the teams that like you want to see play each other, match them up. And these motherfuckers want to set out, say, okay, that's fine. But then you're going to get your NIL money cut 33% or something. And then I bet them motherfuckers playing the games. But we're closing in on an hour and 30 minutes. So I think we've had a pretty successful podcast here. It's going to take my computer probably another hour to upload this video when it's done because of how long we've ran. But I mean, I ain't worried about it. It'll stay on anyways. So, anything else y'all want to cover before we head out? I know we normally do it on Tuesday and Fridays. Are we still going to do one tomorrow night? It's up to y'all.
I mean, really, the only reason I did it today is because I knew I was off at 3.
I mean,
It
we
was like making sure we got in. Which honestly, we could change the schedule a little bit because there's no reason to do it on Tuesdays anymore.
we
Yeah.
can
Now that
finish
Monday
this week out. You know, we can do like Monday night. We can do tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday. Well, we might skip tomorrow night. Friday night, I'll try to find a way to get some like trivia games in here, something fun. Just fuck around. I'll figure something out.
because we're running out of sports to talk
Yeah.
about.
So
Yeah.
I'll find some stuff. We might venture over into some other topics too. I don't know what we can.
Need to get on the hockey train.
Yeah, honestly, we need people to start sending us suggestions of what they want to hear so we can start seeing what everybody wants to hear.
I mean, we've consistently
about
carried
hockey.
6 or 7 viewers tonight, and that's the most we've ever consistently carried. So really appreciate
Because I
everybody's
promise
watch.
you, I'll talk about video games. I'll talk about
any
movies.
fucking thing. Listen,
I'm talking. I don't care to talk about nothing.
I mean, hell, I'll talk about work if y'all want me to do that. As much as I hate doing that,
I ain't doing that. I'll talk about work enough.
I
Yes,
may
I-
too. When I leave work, I'm so ready to not think about it. But I don't know. I don't have a
Also,
bad
we
job. I
might-
can't complain.
We might start uploading some games that we play onto our YouTube channel, so you can check out for that.
And I've got like playlists set up, so when we upload our videos, we can put them in designated playlists. So that's why it's like
And
one click on the channel, and they can go wherever they want to watch it.
Probably gonna try and get this on Spotify, because if y'all are like me, I listen to podcasts on Spotify.
We've already got our license with Spotify,
yeah,
from our,
probably trying.
But we
Shut
are
up.
we are licensed with Spotify until 2025. So
So like we might try and get them on there. 'Cause I listen to podcasts on
but
Spotify.
we'll really have to get some viewers on it, because I think it costs like $9 or $10 every time we upload onto Spotify. So we really need to get some help on that.
Yeah, we'll see where this leads us, and then we'll decide on if it's going to Spotify or not.
But I think we've covered everything today. Been a few days since we got a couple new subscribers. We really appreciate everybody. But remember, we are still doing the jersey giveaway at 300 subs. Random signed jersey. If you want NFL, we'll send NFL your way. You want MLB, we'll send MLB. You want NBA, we'll send NBA. I don't care what sport. You choose the sport, we send it. Totally up to you what sport you take. But we'll send one
On a
random.
couple albums.
If you share the Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, you get another entry into the.
And we need to honestly probably make like
Jersey
another separate giveaway with that. Just give something away for people sharing the Facebook pages.
Signed White Boys album.
Shut up.
Word. We'll put out some more songs here soon. I got some things cooking up in here.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Yeah. We'll see when you come back in. You come back in Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah,
So
we'll get an episode out during that too.
Yeah, that's why that actually works out good, because between now and then, I plan on buying something like a Canon camera or something, instead of flipping this webcam around and it look like we're fucking robots sitting over there. I'm gonna get us a decent video recording camera and then upload it. Bishop, do you have any idea on whether you'll be off Super Bowl weekend?
I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know how far out they schedule you all, so but we'll start working on things, getting a little fancier with shit. I know the whole Discord podcast thing works for now, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who would like to take it farther in the future.
Stay tuned.
Just like Michael Jordan said during the little press conference thing at North Carolina, the roof is the ceiling.
Yep, amen.
Word.
And we don't look down on racism, whether you're white, black, nor handicapped. Gerard
Also,
Mayo, 2024.
Another great quote by Michael Jordan. Fuck them kids.
I thought that was Little Yachty.
It might have been. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was
You
Little
never
Yachty.
seen-
Man,
you never-
fuck them kids.
You never seen that meme?
seen that?
You never seen that meme where it's Michael Jordan with all his rings? He said, "Man, fuck them kids."
Oh, shit. All right, well, we are at exactly
Oh.
an hour and 30 minutes. We'll let Kay speak
Some
real
word?
quick.
Some word of advice: don't trust a drink from Bill Cosby.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Amen to that. So, but I think we've covered every much. Okay, before we go, I
Oh, wait, I got one more too. Don't
no.
trust don't trust a client coming into your masseuse parlor that's name is
Deshaun.
Washawn Dotson.
Uh,
Washawn Dotson. Don't trust that guy.
Really quick before we leave, this is totally off topic. Has nothing to do with sports. Totally off topic, but I've got to ask y'all's opinion on this because when I seen it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Stephen Hawking on fucking Epstein Island. What the fuck could he possibly do, dude? I mean, seriously, what the fuck could he possibly do?
Dude, he was hanging out with Washawn Dotson.
Yeah. I mean, was he like controlling the fucking dubstep music off his little laptop? Like, what the
I'm
fuck
pretty
was he
sure-
doing?
I'm pretty sure they said he didn't actually go to the island. He was just in talks with
Oh, dude, that man had to be there.
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hello, Epstein. Do you have handicap ramps?
Yeah. Yeah. Bunch of strippers over there. Oh my God. You look so hot.
Come here, baby.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. And just fucking typing. Oh. Man, I don't know, man. That shit blows my
That
mind.
was great. Touch my ears.
That's such a weird.
Curveball, really. Like,
Yeah.
who would expect this?
Yeah, like you're seeing like all these celebrities on here, then you throw in him, who I've never had
Dude.
respect for ever.
Dude, I seen Adam Sandler on that list.
Really.
Yep.
Was he?
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen a bunch of
I
people.
swear.
I seen Miley Cyrus on the list too.
See, the thing is, now they're saying that not all them people actually went to
Was-
the
Was Jimmy
island.
Kimmel on it?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah, he did.
Yeah, fuck Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he was on it.
Kimmel.
But
Or Aaron Rodgers. He
we
is.
we could make a podcast out of that another day. You know, just get into some like political but not so political shit. Yeah, not too far into it where we get ourselves in trouble type thing.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get sued by Washawn Dotson.
Oh, Deshaun's massage parlor open since 2021.
It's not Deshaun, it's Washawn.
Oh yeah, sorry. But on
Can't use
that
the
note,
government, dude.
on that note, I think we'll head out for the night before we piss anybody off. So, y'all have a good night. Glad y'all tuned in. Y'all want to say adios?
Later, fellers and ladies.
Yeah, see
Probably no
y'all-
ladies, but
See